Hello class, hopefully all of you are fine. Today I am here for another class, but it is not for a particular topic. Rather, I am going to discuss some selected question answers. Many of you have asked me some questions regarding this chapter from several subtopics. So today I named it as an interactive session where I will answer selected 5 to 6 queries. Okay, so let's start it. Debanjan, you asked me what is ADP? Means you are not only asking about the full form, but you want to know regarding this in a bit detail. Okay, so ADP, the full form is adenosine diphosphate. Its precursor form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It's known as the energy currency of the cell. Now hear from. Adenine is a base, means it is having the basic properties, base, alkaline, those properties. It's a nitrogenous base which is having a dicyclic ring. When it combines with pentose sugar, ribose, it forms that adenosine. So it is going to form a nucleoside. Nitrogenous base plus sugar is called nucleoside. When it combines with phosphate, that time it is known as the nucleotide. That's why your DNA is made up of the nucleotide. That means a nitrogenous base plus sugar equal to nucleoside. Now nucleoside plus phosphate equal to nucleotide. So adenosine now combines with inorganic phosphate and it looks like this, where you can see that adenine base in orange color, ribose the pentose sugar, and which is having 3 phosphate bond, and the last bond if cleaved, it will release a lot of energy. We can see this through an animation. So adenine ribose 3 bonds, when broken, last one, it will release that energy, right? So the next one, Aditya's question. You asked, what is the difference between NADP and RuBP? I must say it's a very good question. And you also asked whether NADP is secreted as in human body the pancreatic juice is secreted. No, never. NADP is created within the plant cell in a pathway. What is the full form of it? NADP, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. NADPH, which one is reduced, needed in the photosynthesis dark reaction. It's a cofactor. Now what's the cofactor? In our body, we are having many enzymes. To work properly, these enzymes are having 2 parts. One is apoenzyme, means the protein part. One is coenzyme. So cofactor is this kind of a coenzyme or accessory part which will help the enzyme to work properly. So NADP is a kind of cofactor which will help the main photosynthetic enzyme whose name is RuBisco, which will act upon RuBP, upon that which is acting, so name is RuBisco. So that RuBisco, to act properly, we need the NADP. Okay. Now this is the RuBP structure, a 5-carbon structure with 2 phosphate. So full name ribulose 1,5-bis-phosphate. Okay. It's a 5-carbon compound. It will combine with CO2. CO2 is having 1 carbon. So 1 plus 5 carbon equal to glucose, which is having the 6 carbon. Clear? An enzyme name is RuBisco, which is having the carboxylase and the oxygenase, both the properties. That's why RuBisco. Okay. Whatever I am discussing here may be a bit more than your NCERT text. So according to your question I am answering. It's not like that whatever extra you need to memorize for your exam, but it's good to know to actually get the knowledge regarding that subject. Okay. Aditya's question again. What is the role of NADP in dark reaction? So actually it is the role of the NADPH when it is formed. Already I discussed a bit. Chlorophyll present in this green color granum. Each disc is thylakoid. This is a part of the light reaction where we are getting ATP and NADPH formed. Where from? ATP and NADP. Second half, the dark reaction, where we can see where from the outcome is sugar. So how? Chlorophyll here, when light energy taken excited, electrons are released. When these electrons coming to again its original state, it releases the extra energy in the form of ATP. Then this energy is bound. ADP is joined with the last phosphate, already I discussed, okay, in the form of ATP. And in the Kelvin cycle, CO2 will now combine with this NADPH, where from the hydrogen is coming, and with the help of that, you can remember the name of the 5-carbon component. Name is, yes, RuBP. With that, it will form 6-carbon sugar. So role of NADP is it will produce the NADPH, which will help to reduce the CO2 to form the sugar. Okay. RuBP with the help of RuBisco will form glucose. This is the in brief you can write in this way, okay, if you can't remember the former one. Next, process of photosynthesis, main points I am going to discuss. Chlorophyll captures energy and forms ATP, light energy to chemical energy conversion, that one. Next, splitting of water molecule, because I told chlorophyll electrons excited. So I need, these structures need to supply the continuous source of the electrons. Where from it will come? By splitting the water molecules. It will supply the electrons. And H plus ion, it will reduce the NADP, and as a byproduct from the hydroxyl, because when water is broken, cleaved to H plus and OH minus, H plus will reduce NADP, okay, and OH minus will release the oxygen, so as a byproduct oxygen formed. Last, reduced NADP with the help of enzymes. You already know the name of the enzymes. combine with CO2 and a 5 carbon component, that name also you know, it will make the 6 carbon compound glucose. Okay. Left side right reaction, right side dark reaction. Next question, it's a funny question that first I will appreciate you, Aditya, that you have practiced these things. Very good. And you asked that I provided this, and you asked, ma'am, whether I need to go through, I need to memorize all those things. Answer is clear cut, no, you have no need. But there is a but. There are some students who want more for them, and if you are reading these things, your concept is going to be cleared. Maybe some tricky questions may come in board exam also. That time it will help you. That's all. But directly it's not needed. It's not mandatory. Okay. But again, very good that you have practiced. Shamprit, your question. Role of potassium ion in stomata. Actually, the question should have another word. There is a role of the malic acid also. But here I am only going to discuss the potassium. Potassium and malic acid together will work. Anyways, I will discuss here only potassium part. Figure A. Okay. The orange sheet cells are the guard cells where from the stoma opened, and you can see the dot-like structure, which are the potassium ion. It will enter in the guard cell structure. If enters here, then the water potential, I am repeating, the water potential of the cell will increase. If water potential increased, it needs to take the water from outside. So now it's a turgid Solen guard cell, and the vacuoles are now filled with water. The inner lining of the stoma is thicker. It will drag it, it will push it to the outside surface. So now the stoma open. So potassium ion will control the water intake. It makes the stoma to become Solen structure. It makes a guard cell in Solen structure, and that's why the stoma open. This is a flaccid structure where you can see the potassium ions are outside, means in the epidermal cell. So now the stoma is closed and the guard cell is flaccid. Hopefully your query is solved. Very good, and you can send me many more queries. Of course, I will answer those. Okay. If pepsin is related to peptic ulcer formation, I don't know regarding this student's name. Okay. So the answer is he sent this query to my YouTube inbox. Okay. So what is ulcer? Ulcer is an open sore. And peptic ulcer, it can be developed in either in stomach lining or in the duodenum part. Ulcer in stomach is called the gastric ulcer. If it's in the duodenum part, it's called the duodenal ulcer. So it is associated with an increased amount of pepsin. Now here is your answer. If pepsin works more in the environment of HCl, so that will make the stomach lining thinner. Okay, so that's practically very bad. It's not good for the stomach health. So most ulcers are caused by bacteria. Now it helps this bacteria to grow more properly, or together they will do this. A bacteria name is Helicobacter pylori. It can cause a sore ulcer. Okay, here. So both the acid, this pepsin activity, and bacteria irritate the gastric lining and cause an ulcer to form. If left untreated. This infection can cause this gastritis, means the inflammation, which may ultimately lead to the peptic ulcer disease or stomach cancer later in life. Okay, that's it. So today up to this. Hopefully you understood who are watching this video class, and you can send me queries. You are having 4 options. First, the school website, there is when you are downloading any of these files, there is a comment box, there you can send. Secondly, through my YouTube channel you can send this in inbox part. Okay, next also at my Gmail mail ID is Vidita BG, all in small, BIDITA BG, B for Banerjee, G for Ghosh. Only you need to type BIDITA BG @gmail.com, or you can personally text me in my WhatsApp number. Okay, that's it, and thank you for your queries. Thank you that you are listening to this, and send me many more queries. Read biology, love this subject, and thanks. Stay healthy, stay at home. Bye. We will meet in our next class. Bye class.